Welcome to Gearhead Lab, your all-in-one garage for car reviews, trim comparisons, maintenance hacks, and real-world repair tricks. How far do you think your car could go before it throws in the towel? 200,000 kilometers? 300,000 if you're careful? Hold on, what if I told you there's a legion of drivers who swear their Japanese cars are still purring after 1,000,000 kilometers? Yes, 1,000,000. It sounds almost mythical, but it's real. And today, you're about to discover the 19 Japanese tricks that make this automotive magic happen. And I promise, some of these are so clever, you'll wonder why the rest of the world hasn't caught up. Grab your keys because whether you drive a Toyota, Honda, Suzuki, or even a quirky Daihatsu, the principles are timeless, the mindset is universal. And if you're thinking, wait, my car isn't even Japanese, don't switch off yet. These habits can add years to just about any ride. Ready to turn your car into an unbreakable legend? Let's get rolling. Picture this. It's a foggy morning in Tokyo. Streets hum softly. A delivery van, battered but proud, idles at a red light. Under its hood is an engine that's seen more kilometers than some people see in a lifetime. What's the secret? It isn't fancy oils or magic additives. It's habits, rituals, and a bit of that Japanese spirit. Let's start at the top, a trick so simple you'll want to try it next time you start your car. Japanese drivers are obsessed with gentle startups. They never gun the engine. Instead, they turn the key and let their vehicles idle for a minute or two before hitting the gas. This gives oil time to circulate and engine parts to greet each other politely. Imagine your engine as a team assembling for a meeting. Nobody starts throwing ideas around before everyone's even settled. Lesson 1. Treat cold starts like a handshake, not a tackle. Now here's a twist. Japanese mechanics insist on checking fluid levels more often than you check your phone for messages. Once a week like clockwork, the dipstick comes out, coolant gets inspected, and brake fluid gets a quick glance. It takes 60 seconds. But those 60 seconds can prevent catastrophic wear. This isn't paranoia. It's how you catch problems before they become expensive. Think of it as a health checkup for your ride, catching the sniffles before it turns into pneumonia. Here's another gem. The Japanese way of driving isn't about speed, it's about consistency. The art of gentle acceleration and deceleration isn't just for grandmas. It's how taxis, trucks, and daily commuters keep their cars unbreakable. Stomping the gas, slamming the brakes, not in Japan. Smooth inputs mean less wear on transmission, engine mounts, brakes, and even your tires. It sounds boring, but it's why so many still see their original clutch after 500,000 kilometers. Feeling curious about air filters? Japanese car culture treats them with respect. Instead of waiting for scheduled service, drivers inspect filters every month, especially in dusty regions. Some even lightly tap them out to remove debris. Why? Because a clogged filter forces your engine to work harder, chugging air like trying to breathe through a straw. Your car deserves fresh oxygen, right? Let's jump into the interior. You might not think seats and carpets matter, but Japanese taxi drivers are famous for preserving their interiors with plastic covers, sometimes overkill, but it keeps resale high and prevents little tears from becoming big problems. Even floor mats get regular shakeouts and washes. It's less about vanity, more about keeping your car a pleasant place to be, trip after trip, year after year. Speaking of trips, take a cue from Japan's postal drivers. Their cars last forever because they minimize short journeys. Here's why. Short trips don't let oil warm up, moisture builds in the exhaust, and engine temperatures fluctuate wildly. So postal drivers, delivery folks, and careful commuters plan their routes to combine errands. Fewer cold starts, more time cruising at optimal temperature, less stress on the machinery. Next, the golden trick that's almost ritualistic in Japan: regular washes. But not just any wash. Deep, hose-down sessions designed to remove not just surface dirt, but hidden grime tucked in wheel wells and under the chassis. Road salt, grit, and city pollution can quietly eat away at metal. On Sundays, drive by a river in rural Japan, and you'll see families scrubbing their cars with military discipline. Clean car, clean mind, lasting machine. Another habit worth stealing: keeping a maintenance log. Japanese drivers aren't just relying on memory, they jot down every oil change, tire swap, and even minor repairs. If a squeak starts in the summer and gets worse in winter, the log helps mechanics diagnose faster. This habit turns your car's history into a roadmap for long life bonus perk. Buyers love detailed logs. That's real resale power. Now let's talk tires. Japanese garages check pressure religiously, sometimes every week. Why? Underinflated tires waste fuel, wear unevenly, and can cause the sidewall to crack. Overinflated tires ruin grip, threaten your safety, and make your car skittery. Proper tire pressure means lower wear for the entire suspension system, not just the rubber. Remember, your tires are literally where the car meets the world. Keep them happy. Here's something almost nobody outside Japan thinks about: parking position. It's not just luck or tradition. Drivers park facing outward to avoid cold starts, watch for scrapes, and escape quickly in emergencies. But there's more. Parking in shaded spots or using a windshield. Sunshade reduces interior aging and protects paintwork from ultraviolet punishment. Sun-bleached dashboards and peeling clear coats age a car before its time, so every shade counts. Now for a trick that feels borderline obsessive. Japanese drivers are masters at following the manufacturer's maintenance schedule. No cheating, no skipping. When Toyota says, "Change oil at 10,000 kilometers," it isn't a polite suggestion. It's law. These schedules are designed by engineers who want your vehicle to live forever. Missing a service might feel harmless, but over time, little neglects add up. A million-kilometer car is built on a million small decisions. Let's talk about a favorite Japanese obsession: OEM parts. When replacements are needed, the answer isn't what's cheapest. It's what would the factory use. Genuine spark plugs, filters, seals, and timing belts all come from the real deal. Aftermarket parts sometimes cut corners. OEM parts maintain original tolerances. So, if you want million-kilometer reliability, stick with what the Nissan or Honda engineers recommend. Ever heard the phrase "clean engine, clear mind"? Japanese service shops take this seriously, routinely cleaning not just the exterior, but underhood components. Battery terminals, wiring harnesses, and fluid caps get swiped down. This prevents corrosion and exposes leaks that would otherwise create headaches. Think of it as your engine's spa day. Relax, refresh, rejuvenate. Now here's the quirky part. Japanese drivers are known for listening to their cars, literally. Slight noises aren't ignored. They investigate immediately. Click here, whir there. Instead of blasting music to mask it, drivers tune in and make a pit stop at the nearest mechanic. Problems caught early are easier and cheaper to fix. If you start hearing something odd, channel that Japanese detective spirit and get it checked. Feeling bold? How about learning to drive stick? Manual transmissions, so common in Japan, are easier to repair, cheaper to maintain, and less susceptible to overheating compared to automatics. Drivers who master clutch technique can make gearboxes last 500,000 kilometers or more. The key: smooth engagement, never riding the clutch, gentle shifting, and matching revs. Even if you're an automatic driver, gentle handling extends its life too. Japanese car owners go the extra mile with underbody inspections. In fact, Japan's vehicle inspection system, Shaken, requires cars to undergo strict checks every 2 years. Owners learn to spot rust early, touch up paint chips, and even coat chassis components for extra protection. Crouching to peek at your car's belly may look odd, but it wards off hidden rot. Ever seen a driver in Japan glide over speed bumps at barely walking pace? It's not just politeness. Fast jolts can tweak suspension bushings, crack exhaust hangers, and even harm wheel alignment. The secret: slow and steady wins the longevity race. Over time, these tiny courtesies add up to massive mileage. Here's a discipline that shows up in Japanese countryside driving: regular long drives at stable speeds. Highways or scenic roads help stretch the engine, burning off carbon deposits and letting lubricants work their magic. Short stop-start trips punish engines. Long hauls keep things loose and limber. Like athletes, cars thrive on sustained activity. Think marathons, not sprints. Don't forget about the little things. Windshield wipers get swapped before streaks appear, headlight bulbs before they dim, and batteries before total failure. Japanese philosophy emphasizes kaizen, continuous improvement, always tackling small tweaks. These proactive swaps mean breakdowns rarely even happen. Here's a puzzler. A surprising number of Japanese car owners will swap out their transmission fluid and differential oil well before the manual says it's necessary. Why? Because these dark, neglected fluids pick up metal shavings, especially on automatics and four-wheel drives. Fresh fluid helps gears slip smoothly and keeps wear at bay, especially as the kilometers climb. Now, you might ask, do all Japanese drivers really follow these rules? Absolutely not. But there's a culture of mechanical empathy passed down from parents, neighbors, and even the guy at the convenience store. Owning a car is a relationship, not just a transaction. Let's sneak into a Japanese auto parts shop for a second. You'll notice shelves lined with products you rarely see elsewhere. Little dehumidifier bags for cabin freshness, rubber protectants, anti-rust sprays, and even special engine flush kits. Mechanics advise regular flushing fluids to keep passageways squeaky clean, especially for older rides. Still with me? Let's tackle something that's pure folklore and fact. There's an old superstition among Japanese truckers: never let your fuel tank drop below a quarter. Why? Low fuel allows moisture to creep inside, putting water where it doesn't belong. Over time, condensation can rust the tank and fuel lines, wreaking havoc. So top up before you're desperate, and your fuel system will live much longer. Remember those iconic Japanese car rallies, where old Celicas and Skylines breeze past the audience? Their secret weapon: regular alignment and balancing. Once a year, mechanics ensure wheels and axles are perfectly lined up. Crooked alignment spells tire wear, steering issues, and undue stress on bushings. Annual checkups, just like your own doctor visits, are the reason these aging icons still dance on corners. Here's an advanced trick: periodic coolant flushes, not just topping up. Coolant carries anti-corrosives, but over time, they wear out and stop protecting. Metal Japanese garages swap coolant every couple years, erasing sediment, rust, and possible overheating. If you've ever seen an older car suddenly steam on a summer afternoon, chances are coolant was overdue. 1,000,000 kilometers is no accident. It's the sum of thousands of these careful, almost loving habits. Japanese drivers see themselves as stewards, not just consumers. Their pride isn't about horsepower, it's about endurance. What if your own car already has a huge odometer reading? Good news, it's never too late to start. Every change you make, every habit you shift, every checklist you follow pushes your car further past its expected lifetime. The difference between a car that dies young and one that keeps chugging is how you treat it today and every day. And let's be honest, life's too short for breakdowns. Imagine the money you save, the adventures you have, the memories that layer into your upholstery, the stories you tell about the day your Toyota hit 1,000,000 and still wanted more. Japanese tricks aren't magic. They're a blueprint, a philosophy, a handshake from the past to your car's future. Drive slow, service often, listen keenly, and respect the routine. In return, your car rewards you with loyalty, reliability, and a lifetime of journeys. Whether you're ferrying kids to school, heading off-road for adventure, or simply idling at a Tokyo traffic light, watching the world roll by. So next time you step outside, look at your car not as a disposable machine, but as a trusted friend. Try one, just one, of these tricks today. Kick off with gentle starts. Check those fluids, or maybe plan a weekend wash that goes deeper than shiny paint. With every habit, you're writing your own 1,000,000-kilometer story. That myth of unstoppable Japanese cars, it's yours for the taking. And this video is powered by Auto Shotgun Media.